When you teach yoga, just remember you're just sharing what you know. I believe that is like what has helped me anytime I step onto a stage. Oof. It's one thing to be destined for greatness, and it's another thing to actually embody that greatness. And before anyone can really lean into their power as a great individual, you have to be willing to do the more tedious, smaller tasks that may not feel that they carry that much weight, but they make a world of a difference. And for me, one of those key components is having a morning routine. Something that is a system that I know is trustworthy. It helps me show up for myself and others. Gives me a sense of control over the day. It also helps me stay grounded. So for me, some of those key components of my morning routine, having a moment of stillness, some time of tea for myself. If my lady wants to join, I'm always open to that. I also make sure I take care of the dogs because I gotta show up for the fam. Gotta show up for the ones who keep me grounded. Having their loves, which is so unconditional, helps me realize where I'm maybe not showing myself or others the conditional or unconditional love that they and we all freely are deserving of. So if you don't have a morning routine already, I encourage you to try something new, just one thing. Maybe it's grabbing a journal and writing down your dreams from last night. Maybe you open up a book and read for 5-10 minutes before you grab your phone. Because what you'll notice is that oftentimes it's not that you don't have a routine, it's that the routine that you have is not aligned with the goals that you have in mind. So for me, in order to even get to this place where I'm able to teach 600 people at a park, well, I have to establish some type of grounding routine that when I show up in 600, 60, or in front of just 6 people, my delivery, who I am, doesn't change. I'm consistent in my practice. What's unique about this day in particular is that my partner, KJ, she's actually going out of town. She'll be at PoleCon this weekend, so unfortunately she won't be able to be physically present, but I know that spiritually she's with me. She gonna hold it down right here in mi corazón. So before I prepare for the day, I actually had to take her to the airport, and it was cool because we got to go grab breakfast at a local spot down the street. We got to just do what we love doing the most, which is sharing a meal, laughing, joking, and putting our phones down, face down on the table or put away in our bags so that we're getting rid of some of those distractions that take our attention away from one another.
I do, but I was not expecting that. More teeth than
Give me a
lips.
kiss.
So if you're having a meal with someone, a friend, a family, or even just yourself, I encourage you to put your phone down, like put it away. That way you're not even tempted to try and show a picture or show a reel or whatever it is, right? But you can show up and just be there with your people, be there with yourself, and be there with your meal or your hot tea. It's really important for me to balance work and life. And although my work life does look a little different, right? Being an entrepreneur, really leaning into my passion, there's so many administrative tasks that sometimes will distract me from the things that are really a priority in my life, like my relationship with my partner, with the dogs, with my friends, my family, and with myself. So I find it really easy in this day and age to get caught up in the hustle grind culture, right? Trying to get my to-do list cleared out before I make time to spend time with other people. But that wasn't necessarily helping me in the past as a high school educator, and it's definitely not helping me now as an entrepreneur. So one of the things that I prioritize is making time for friends, making time for family, so that I don't have an imbalance on how much of my attention and energy I pour into projects and not people. You feel me? And part of my practice of having systems, which I've picked up from James Clear's Atomic Habits and just many other readings and teachers, is that if you have systems in place, it actually helps your subconscious mind show up with more ease. You don't have to think as much about what you're doing. You just allow your autopilot to run naturally in your favor. So having a consistent morning routine that then leads into maybe a time block of my day helps me come into my days with less worry, less stress, less anxiety about what I'm doing. And I just know, hey, within these 90-minute to 2-hour blocks, these are the tasks that are to be completed because that's where I show up as my best self. So my mornings are more for admin, emails, handling some of the more administrative, boring tasks because I know that those are essential to making the dream not just come true, but to be maintained. And just like that, I realized I was supposed to be on a call this morning from 8:30 to 9, and it is about 9:05. So I running a little late, running behind schedule already. I'm going to do my best to calm my nerves, and then I'll take care of my body after this meeting. So coming back home, yes, I have the emails, got some calls, and actually ended up being fairly easy day at work at home. So it was nice because it allowed me to stay calm, stay balanced, as I knew the day had a lot to offer, and I was really desiring to show up as my best self. Because at this point in my life, the aim is to free up as much time as possible so that I can dedicate that time to connecting with people like you. Even if it's virtually, even if it's in the sanctuary, right, or in person events, my aim is to free up my time so I can really be present with you. So if my systems can be easy, that means that when I get done with my work or when I finish that task, I still have the energetic budget to really pour into our bond. I hope that you can do the same, if you're not already, with the people in your immediate circle of influence. It might be your kids, your romantic partner, somebody that you might be interested in, your friend group. But if you're gonna start anywhere, start with self and make that time for self. Very intentional. Now, you might know this. I was a high school teacher. Loved my job, loved my career. But one thing I knew that was missing was recess. So as an entrepreneur who has much more autonomy over how I spend my time, I make sure I put in a time block for lunch and recess. Like, I don't know why they took it out after elementary, but it's essential for human beings. And what I do is during that time around like 12 to 1:30, take the dogs outside. We go play, we run, we play, we have some time of fresh air. And it's a time for me to take my eyes off the screen, get outside, connect with something outside of my work. And honestly, when the dogs are chilling, it helps me relax a bit more too. Now it's time to pack up. Now, if you don't know this, I'm a Lululemon ambassador. So that means I'm getting all kinds of amazing top tier clothes.
Spent a whole lot of money in Lululemon.
And thankfully, they hooked me up with a new pair of shorts, bright orange, ready for the sunlight. And I'm also getting a pair of pants, getting a hoodie. Shout out to Annie, shout out to the team. They really support me. So if you haven't tried on Lululemon, I advise at least going to try it out. You don't have to purchase anything. Don't get me wrong. I know that price tag it's a little questionable. But when you put on the clothes, when you get the experience of being around the educators and the people in the store, like, it makes a difference. There's a reason why this entire outfit, I believe, down to my drawers and my slides, are Lululemon. After I've showered, freshened up, and packed my bags with this new outfit, I'm gonna go pick up my boy Jay, one of the homies here in Tacoma, and he's actually one of my 10 special guests that Lululemon has offered me to invite to this event. Now, this event is hosted by Yerbana and Lululemon, and it is something that they do every Thursday. But specifically because I'm an ambassador and I'm a guest teacher, they have allowed me to invite 10 people, giving them a swag bag, a shopping experience, a couple $100 on a gift card, just to show my people some love. Funny thing is, I may or may not have forgot to invite some people, so I'm probably gonna gift a few people who are in attendance a random, gift bag just for being there, being present, and building a connection. Once Jay and I got to Gasworks, we found a spot for him to feel comfortable, figured out what was going on, had to warm up my body. And if you peep this, I hooked Jay up with the root board. It is like a portable yoga studio that you can take outside, or if you have carpet like I do, and you understand how difficult it is to balance on a mat, on carpet, or any uneven surface, man, the root board is a game changer. It is crazy. If you've ever been on carpet, if you've ever been on grass, and you know how wild it is to just practice outdoors, but also how challenging it might be, I advise you to check it out. I'll drop the promo code in the description. It's simple though. It's just like Trevor. Now, one would think, Trev, you've been in education for over 10 years. You've been teaching people, you've been a leader, you've been a public speaker since high school. Do you still get nervous? Yes. Like crazy anxiety, jitters all in the hands. And before, it used to be a sense of anxiety that I was not sure how to like deal with. And sometimes it was because of fear. But there was something about this moment today that it really felt like excitement and enthusiasm, passion, what yogis might call tapas, which is a passion to burn. It's a flame. And one of the things that really helped me go into this moment not overwhelmed by the amount of excitement I was experiencing was I had this simple mantra that I repeated to myself as I was warming up. And it was, I am here to be a vessel. I am here to be a vessel. I am here to be a vessel. My intention is to allow the source, the spirit, to flow through me. I don't want my ego to get in the way. So I took some time to just practice in solitude, to embrace the nature, to really breathe in fresh air, and also to witness the people coming in. Because as I watch the crowd grow, I also notice on the inside that my excitement starts to build. Some of my anxiety and fear is starting to also be there. While these two truths are coexisting, I get to be the observer and still say, I'm aware that I feel this way, and my intention is to still be a vessel. And I believe that is like what has helped me anytime I step onto a stage. Remember, like, this is bigger than me. This is bigger than my intention. This is bigger than this is bigger than me showing up, being a local celebrity. This is bigger than me having a fun flow that people feel is accessible. I don't exactly know what the big grand picture is when this event is taking place. All I know is I have been called to it. I've been invited into the space, and I'm excited. So I'm gonna show up and give it my absolute best, because this event has radically impacted my life. Not because of my role as a teacher, but prior to me actually being a yoga instructor, in 2021, I moved out to Seattle and was able to meet Jonah Kest. You might be familiar with Jonah Kest. He's a well-known celebrity in the industry of wellness and yoga and fitness. And he's been an inspiration of mine since I was in college, back at Baylor in 2014. And when I met him in 2021, having only been in Seattle for maybe 3 weeks, I got to take his class at the park with the same company, sitting front row. And he told me one thing after we talked for a little while. He said, when you teach yoga, just remember you're just sharing what you know. That's all that teaching yoga is. That simple statement provided me so much more peace going into that journey, to where now, showing up to teach my third yoga in the park, I just was more excited because I had more to share. Now I'm at this point where it's game time. We've done the mic check, we've ventured around. Jay's got his root board and his mat set up. And I just have to remind myself to take a moment to pause, to be still, to feel the feet, to feel the ground underneath my feet, to feel the breeze on my skin, and to feel the energy that's inside of me on such a subtle yet very real level. Knowing that I have this excitement, this enthusiasm, this passion, I have to be grounded myself. So I take a few moments to Breathe in through my nose, into the 3 parts, belly, ribs, chest. Open the mouth, I sigh it all out just to surrender. And I do that a few times as people are getting prepared. My microphone is set up, and what happens next is, it's kind of a blur, but that's because, well, I chose to be a vessel. And thankfully, a good friend of mine, Pal Sanchez, an amazing photographer and videographer, as well as a few other creators who are out there, were able to grab some of these amazing aerial shots, these drone footage, these photos, which are fantastic and so powerful. They walked away from the property at like 8:30. So much love from the people. I mean, absolutely filled my cup. Being able to just see 600 people. There were 600 people in attendance. And just the impact of like seeing everybody move together, breathe together, laugh and smile together, be outside together. Like, that's what yoga is all about to me. It's that practice of unity where I just be in community with people that I can finally feel like I'm a part of something bigger than just my own problems, my own situations. But I'm able to experience a sense of unity. As a Black male yoga teacher, and as a Black male yogi, it means a lot for me to be in this position of representation. I did not have people who look like me in the position that I'm in, so I didn't necessarily have representation that felt that I could resonate with. This is all I've ever wanted to do. And all I believe personally as a healer is that we are here to be the light that we wish we had. So for me, it means a lot to be able to hold the space, to teach, to show my practice, to share my practice with the world. I'm just really thankful for Yobana. I'm thankful for Lululemon. Shout out to Annie, shout out to Mikey. And shout out to the city of Seattle for just showing up to practice an hour of self-care with me. An ancient self-care practice that has the capability, if it already hasn't, to change your life. So I hope that you've enjoyed this recap. Hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you are interested in being a part of a community of individuals who, much like me, and probably much like you, are finding ways to implement yoga into their life to boost their personal health and well-being, to bring a sense of peace, power, and purpose back into your life, to build strength and confidence in your body, to alleviate stress, the anxieties, the depression, to ease all of these emotional intensities off of our shoulders, then I encourage you to join the sanctuary. And if you want more information about that, you'll find that link in the description. But it's a space where you can join a community of individuals who are practicing yoga, practicing mindfulness, practicing meditation. We have group calls a few times a month, and we have resources and tools and tips, all kinds of things to offer you, because we realize that yoga is a practice of unity. That's uniting your mind and body, uniting with other souls, and reuniting with the source that we all come from and then we're all fueled by, helping each and every one of us become more and more vessels rather than individuals. So if that interests you, again, go to the description, find that link there, join the sanctuary, and I look forward to sharing more and more of this practice with you, hopefully with your family, with your friends, and whoever else in this world is open to just experiencing a deeper sense of self-love. That is love for yourself and love for the version of yourself that you see everywhere else you go. And if you haven't already, check out some of the yoga videos that I have posted on here. Please take care of yourself, honor your sanctuary, tap in with some of these videos, join the community, whatever it is that you want to do, just stay connected with us, all right? Looking forward to talking with you some more. But until then, know the light in me honors and loves the light in you. We'll talk soon.
Peace.
Peace, Lil. You tell them peace. You tell them pieces.